So it's very rare that I will do an entire video about one-off documentary, but I started watching Shoplifters and Proud and could not stop. So I kind of felt like I wanted to talk about it. Now, I love any documentary about true crime, specifically British-based true crime, because it's easier to relate to, and this is set in Britain and in a place that I used to live, which may go some of the way to explaining why I find it quite engaging. But as you would expect, this is about shoplifters who are serial shoplifters, and we have a few specific case studies. This was a recommended video for me on YouTube. It's a Channel 4 documentary. I honestly don't know if I was watching it on Channel 4's channel or if somebody had uploaded it, but I would recommend you watch it on the Channel 4 website. So there are two specific reasons why I love this in terms of the actual production and the way that the stories were told. But I will say, to let you know that I am biased, half of this was set in Sunderland. I went to university in Sunderland, I used to live there, so there were of course a lot of shots of places that I recognised. This was filmed in I think 2014, that was the year I graduated, so I was still living in Sunderland there. And it's focused heavily on the bodyguard at Wilkinson, and it's an interesting look at Sunderland, so if you're from that area you'll definitely find that bit engaging. However, even if you have no physical connection to anything in this documentary, it's deeply fascinating. We follow a few different characters who have different backgrounds. A lot of it is drugs based, some of them need to steal. Some of them find that stealing works for them because they don't get enough benefits and they have to make extra money. But the main thing about this is that the majority of the people don't actually want to continue doing it, but they find it hard to stop. Straight away you're thinking, I feel sorry for that person, they're struggling, their life is difficult, and when you start to feel sorry for somebody who is repeatedly breaking the law, it really humanises them, but it also makes you question everything. Having said that, it's not just a sob story after sob story. It does really highlight the seriousness of shoplifting and some of the charges that you can come up against, and the fact that you can't actually go to prison for shoplifting. It's not just a slap on the wrist and a fine and 24 hours in a cell. There are serious consequences to this. One little problem with this, which is always the case with this kind of documentary, when you watch a documentary about serial killing, you learn how to get away with it or how not to do it and get caught. With this, there are ways where you watch it thinking, okay, well, if you just do that, you won't get caught. Or if you do that and do that, you might get away with it, which is a little bit dangerous, but obviously the benefits of this documentary completely outweigh that. I did come out of it thinking, I could totally steal something from a shop. I never have. In fact, that's a lie. I once, when I was about 4 years old, stole one of those candy lipsticks. I didn't realise I'd stolen it. I'd asked my mother if I could have one when we were at the till, and I thought she said yes, but when I got outside I realised she hadn't actually answered to me. I threw it on the road. I was distraught, I was devastated with myself. I was at 4 years old, so I think it's safe to say that I'm not really likely to steal anything. Hopefully though, the main message from this documentary is do not shoplift because you will get caught. You may actually end up going to prison. The characters they follow are very interesting. They make this fascinating because there's quite a mix of people there. There are some people who really don't want to do it but they can't help it. There are some people who love doing it. And it also talks quite a bit about the people who buy the stolen goods. And a lot of the people who buy these stolen goods are people who are on benefits and who can't afford things at full price because the government doesn't actually pay people enough money a lot of the time. And then there are people who live with the parents, don't have any bills or responsibilities, and get as much as somebody with 4 children, and that is unacceptable. That's a different topic. This will make you very irritated at the way the benefit system works. But apart from that, it will make you think, well, it's cyclical because people steal, and then people buy because they're not getting enough money from the government, so they buy these goods at a lesser price, 50% off or more, and then supply and demand. So really, are we going to blame the government? No, we're probably not going to blame the government. That's not fair, but it will make you question why people shoplift, especially if it's not about drugs or drink or addiction and they're just doing it for other reasons. Very fascinating, very well presented, very well told. As I said, I did watch it on YouTube. I don't know who uploaded it. It might have been Channel 4, but it's also currently on 4OD. Definitely worth a watch.